Hi everyone, this is Paul here with a report on the new moon in Taurus on the 26th of April at 1:15 Universal Time +1 in the UK. This new moon doesn't have many aspects to it at all, so it's a fairly straightforward one this time compared to some of the other lunations that we've had, but nonetheless it's still an important one. Now, new moon in Taurus is obviously an opportunity for new beginnings, new intentions, and with Taurus it's largely about maintaining our existing growth, but it's also appreciating what we already have, because Taurus, how it manifests depends on our perception of abundance. If we see everything as abundant, then we will naturally feel more devotion towards a higher power because we're not obsessing about what's going on around us. If on the other hand we've tapped into the myth of scarcity, which has been artificially created around us, because you look at all the stuff that is available, all our basic needs can quite easily be met if it wasn't for issues around greed, etc. I mean, you look at how much food gets wasted, yet so many people are starving, and really shouldn't be happening if we have all this stuff. So with new moon in Taurus, this is an opportunity to kind of reprogram our mindset to that of abundance. So we believe that all our basic needs will be met. We have faith that everything that we need will be provided, which, let's face it, the basic needs can quite easily be provided. Yes, we need to have our minds a bit more open to how it will manifest, because we're kind of used to having this idea that we can control how things will happen, that everything happens along a set path, but it doesn't happen that way. There's so many other ways that our basic needs could be met if we keep our minds open and allow that abundance to come into our lives. And one thing that we can use this new moon to work on is things like self-worth, self-esteem, because these are two areas that are very important for strengthening the identity, and they can also significantly impact whether we feel worthy of abundance or whether we still feel like we deserve to be in the scarcity mindset that so many of us are conditioned with. So this new moon is a good time to look at our attitude towards abundance, look at our attitude towards our resources, our self-esteem, our self-worth. Let's also look at the things that we already have, because more often than not we actually have a lot more stuff than we realise, but we're so used to taking it for granted that we don't appreciate what we actually have. So one way to help manifest Taurus at a higher level is to have an attitude of gratitude and appreciation for what we already have. Because when we appreciate what we already have and we feel gratitude for it, we suddenly realise that we actually have a lot more than we may initially think that we have. And when we realise that, life gets a lot easier because we appreciate what we have. We see that we actually have a lot more stuff than we thought we do, and there are so many more reasons to be grateful than we may necessarily think of. So one thing that we may decide to set an intention for this new moon is to focus on an attitude of gratitude. Now, I know this is very cliche, you hear it so much, and we don't always understand it, but when we actually do take the time to slow down and evaluate what we have already and consciously feel gratitude towards it, whether this be grateful for the relationships that we have and grateful for the resources we have at our disposal, grateful for just the simple things in life, so grateful just to taste clean food, grateful to have access to clean water, shelter, and all basic physical needs that we all need. If we have these things already, then we're actually far better off than we may realise. And obviously, there's varying degrees. Some things feel very luxurious compared to others. Some houses are very basic compared to others. But if our material needs are already met in some way, and we learn to appreciate that, we start to realise that we have more than we need. We don't have to be constantly consuming new stuff, buying new things to strengthen our sense of self-worth, because if we value what we already have and we feel grateful to be blessed with what is already ours, then the need to acquire more stuff starts to diminish, because all our basic needs are already being met. So any new stuff then becomes a bonus rather than a need, as our mind often put it. There's only a few things that we truly need. A lot of the things we actually want. If we truly need something, then as long as we're tapping into universal laws, and our basic needs will always be met. But we need to take time to slow down and distinguish what is truly a need and what is just a desire or want. Because if we desire something and just want something but we don't necessarily need it, then we do need to put in the hard work, which Taurus has the resource to do that. Taurus gives us gifts like perseverance, patience, steadfastness in face of any obstacles. Because once Taurus gets moving, it doesn't really stop. It'll keep doing the same thing over and over again if need be to keep things going. And this is a necessary step on from Aries, which does the initiating of new beginnings. Taurus sustains it. So it's also a time where if we, for whatever reason, we're lacking in qualities like patience, perseverance, steadfastness, then this new moon is an opportunity to develop these qualities, which will then strengthen our ability to maintain whatever goals we set for ourselves, to keep pursuing the long-term goals that we've set for ourselves, and not just give up now that the initial fire enthusiasm starts to dampen down. This is the first tester period, if you like, because it's all very well and good when we've still got tons of passion about something, but we nearly always hit a dry patch in that sort of thing where the passion dies down a bit and we start to question, is it really worth it? And it's at times like this that we need to dig deep, which Taurus is good at, and to persevere at the goals until we get out of that bit where we're not feeling as passionate and we rediscover it. Taurus can help us keep going at something in the long term when our more impulsive nature may decide that it's not worth it and we may just give up. So this is one of the key benefits of Taurus, one of its key strengths, and it's also learning to appreciate what we already have. And it can be helpful to disconnect from technology at times and go back into a natural environment and just appreciate what's going on around us. So where I'm standing now, I've got surrounded by a beautiful bird song, which more often than not we don't really hear it in the city. Not because it isn't there, but we're so used to being completely self-absorbed or distracted by what we're doing or hearing the noise of cars that we don't appreciate that nature is all around us. The sounds are still there, we can still appreciate them. We just have to be a bit more conscious in terms of slowing down and opening our ears up again to the sounds of nature, which more often than not they're naturally calming. They help to de-stress us and to help us to appreciate what's going on around us, and this naturally opens us up to the flow of abundance again. So this new moon, you may decide it's time to slow down a bit, spend a bit more time in natural environments and gardens, to appreciate the natural beauty, natural bounty around us, and allow that feeling of gratitude to then permeate everything else in life. Because when we have gratitude, we appreciate what we already have, and we feel less inclined to go charging after other stuff that we don't really need, but we think we need in order to strengthen our sense of identity. If we're tapped into abundance through our soulful connection with divinity, then we'll naturally feel that abundance anyway. We'll feel an inner security that is not based on what we have, and that inner security keeps us going in the long term. We feel physically secure within ourselves, so we don't feel like we have to bolster it through buying new things, and we can just appreciate what we have, can appreciate the simple things in life, whether that be good food, good company, a pleasant environment, comfortable place to sleep at night. These things are, if we've ever been through rough patches, we then truly value these things, but it's very easy when we've got other luxuries to discount or ignore these things. But when we do appreciate them, we realise that we have far more blessings in our life. So this new moon is a chance to look at the blessings that we already have and tap into that sense of abundance that comes through appreciation rather than lack of gratitude. I hope it's a useful guide of what this new moon has the opportunity to bring us, and may bring you many blessings and peace of mind. Take care.